iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans. We are at the Phoenix International Raceway here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. Had to catch my breath already because these drivers here in practice that were just out in qualifying right now have been all over the place skating like they are on ice through the Northeast here tonight. Race fans, this is the second round of the playoffs here tonight. It is the round of 8. It started with 14 drivers. It is now down to just 8 drivers here. And those drivers that come in here into this 1-mile speedway in the desert, DJ Anderson, Sean Butler, James Skelton, Max Terriot, along with Jason Wells, Michael Trevarthen, Jeffrey Souza, and Zach Mitchell, who just made it in by the skinny skin of his teeth, all are here tonight to try and hope to park it in victory lane. But it is going to be very tricky around this 1-mile track here in Arizona because, well, it's 1 mile in track, but it races like it's a little bit about 1.5 miles in the distance here. This track here, we do have the open dog leg out of turn number 4. The start-finish line used to be on that straightaway, which is now the back straightaway. That right there, you see that is going down into turn number 3. The start-finish line off to the left-hand side on your screen. That is going to be one of the trickiest things to watch for here tonight because none of these drivers have ever ran here at Phoenix with this car and the open dog leg. So we will see what kind of chaos that will kind of start here tonight. Let's see, because it's going to be wild. They did their practice racing last night, and it was off the charts from what these drivers were telling me. But it is time to go down trackside to get our starting lineup here tonight for tonight's race. Starting on the front row, driving car number 2 out of Florida. This will be Michael Trevarthen in the Rev Esports number 2. Starting in P number 2 here tonight, actually driving car number 88 out of Ohio, this will be Sean Butler. Back in P number 3, driving the Rev Esports BK Paints entry, this is Dalton Williamson. He'll start 3rd. The driver out of South Carolina, driving the Flowertown Animal Hospital, number 86. This is James Skelton. Jason Wells will start back there in 5th. Max Terrill in the 6th position, while Sean Single is in 7th. 8th will go to DJ Anderson here tonight. 9th will be Richard Murdoch making his return. Tim Combs, the golfer, will start car number 17 back into the 10th spot, while Granny Hips, Joshua Buckley in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 13 will roll from the 11th spot. 12th will go to the Bragg Motorsports driver, the number 31, the Jiffy Lube entry of Dave Bragg. He'll start 12th. 13th will go to the Full Throttle Racing Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98 of Ryan O'Donnell. Starting in the 14th position, his brother wound up in the podium last week on Thursday night. Here is the car number 5 of Brandon Minto. He'll start 14th. 15th, they'll then go to Travis Minto. There you see him. He was on the podium with his Modify the other night. He'll start 15th. 16th will go to Philly Edwards in the Labatt Blue entry. Starting back into the 17th spot, he is the Canadian Bacon Eater, his car number 45. This is Tim Williams. He'll go 17th. 18th will be Zach Mitchell in car number 24. Jeffrey Souza, one of those playoff drivers. He'll start deep into the field here tonight. He'll start 19th. Kyle Souza's back here with the series. He'll start 20th in car number 7. Lloyd Timmons in the 923 out of Florence, South Carolina will start back in 21st, while Ethan Troutman in car number 62 will go from 22nd. 23rd here tonight will go to car number 6. This is Chris Hammett. Rob Higgins back there in 24th. 25th to Joe Strano. Kevin O'Brien, Brandon Feeney, Bob Higgins, Tony Strano, and Brian Yankee as the iRacing.com official pace car makes its way to pit road. We're ready to go this time by. Look at them all come by. 30 cars strong here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series for the round of 8. Out of turn 4 they come. The green flag will drop here tonight. Look at them all fan out down onto the apron. Use every inch of racetrack if it is there. Race leader right now is going to be the number 2, Michael Trevarthen. He has scooted out to the race lead over the 61 of Dalton Williamson. And boy, Williamson, not one of the drivers known on Monday night very often. He is here. This is considered a short track to him with these big old behemoth cars. Lap number 1 will go to the number 2. Michael Trevarthen leading lap number 1 here tonight. The 11 of Sean Single was way down on the speed charts in our practice session. One car going around. That'll be the 51. There it is, the Fox number 51 of DJ Anderson. So the first caution flag coming out on lap number 1. Tire pressures on that Toyota, not quite pumped up. And around goes the 51 of DJ Anderson to bring the first caution flag of the evening out. So he'll join the back of the field down 22 spots. Did start inside the top 10 here tonight. Take a look at that black and pink Fox Racing entry. Into the corner and around the rear end goes, and he'll slap it with the left front. Nobody else going to get involved in it. Just a little bit of damage there. You can see the 62 of Ethan Troutman almost getting involved. Right on board with him. Watch the hands. Here the throttle. He was going around, trying to keep it off the outside wall the best he could. So with that being the first caution flag of the evening, we'll see if any of these drivers are willing to come to pit road here tonight, or who will stay out. So the iRacing.com pace car didn't quite get to park and sit down and have a break here as one of our championship contenders, who was inside the top 8, had a little bit of a problem there. So DJ Anderson, we'll see if he can rebound. A couple drivers are taking the opportunity here under the first caution flag to come to pit road. The 3 of Tony Strano has been to pit road. Looks like Kevin O'Brien, driver out of Australia, coming to pit road. Brandon Feeney also coming to pit road in that Liquid Molly K1 Graphics entry. He'll bring his Ford Mustang down. It looks like, oh, maybe the wrong pit stall for Brandon Feeney there. So the lights do go out on the official iRacing.com pace car. It'll be Michael Trevarthen, Dalton Williamson, 1 and 2 here on the restart. Sean Butler, Jason Wells, when they come back around here next time by. The Scrambler Series has been all over the place this season, and they have finally made it towards the end of their season. Atlanta Motor Speedway played host to the first round of the season. We went to North Wilkesboro. We went to Nashville, played a little music on the guitar. Pocono, Iowa, played around in the cornfields with these Next Generation Cup cars. Darlington, we went to the hills of New York at Watkins Glen. We've been to Dover International. We've been to the Kansas Speedway, Talladega, the Irish Hills of Michigan, the desert in Las Vegas, and, well, we just rolled down the interstate here to Phoenix. Still have Texas and Martinsville left on the schedule. They're coming to the restart zone here. Use all the room you can on these restarts. You got to try to make up positions when you can. Michael Trevarthen will lead down the back straightaway. Sean Single, we were talking about him being slow on the speed charts here tonight in practice. Qualified good, now looking to go inside the top 5. He has 5th, trying to dig for more. Max Terrill's been very quiet over the last couple of weeks. He is back in action here tonight, trying to get his 42. Look at him, 3, almost 4 wide back there. That was the Turbo Dork Radical Paints of Ryan O'Donnell. Contact hip check there. Old Buckley and the Granny Hips Walkers and Kane's entry. He's going to get loose. They're 4 wide now, this time out of turn number 2. One car going to go around. It'll be Brandon Minto into the number 13. And, oh, it's going to clog the track. Championship contender, the 4 of Souza, involved here on the back straightaway. There you see car number 4 wrapped up in this wreck. Second caution flag of the evening coming out here. You see car 4 rolling away. Brandon Feeney, Bob Higgins, Tony Strano, Jeffrey Souza, DJ Anderson, Brian Bianchi, Kevin O'Brien, Chris Hammett, Rob Higgins, Joe Strano, Kyle Souza, Joshua Buckley, Tim Williams, Richard Murdoch. Boy, oh boy. Talk about a laundry list of drivers. Let's take a look back here. Watch the 13. Believe it will be a Joshua Buckley here. Get turned by the get upside, number 5. Watch the straightaway just clog up. 43, the Road Rage Accessories, number 43, getting into it. DJ Anderson involved in this wreck after his early spin. Now he was relegated to the back of the field and has an issue. Right on board, Blade Timmons. When the seas part, you just keep hammer down and go. The BK Paints entry just barely making it through there. This time with DJ Anderson. The sea's not quite parting. There you see Joe Strano getting turned around, and he was involved. Four of Souza slowed down. I believe that was the 6 of Chris Hammett right into the back of him. There you see the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14 of Brian Bianchi rolling away from the scene. No nose piece on car number 14. So that'll be the laundry list. Of drivers wrapped up in this one. Believe the lights were out on the pace car. A lot of drivers still down on pit road after that caution flag. Josh Buckley not returning. Brandon Minto, Jeffrey Souza, Chris Hammett, Joe Strano, and Kyle Souza all still being scored off the raceway. Still 100 laps to go here tonight. A lot of drivers on pit road. A lot of championship drivers down there too having some issues. Green flag's up. Trevarthen going to go as low as he can go. 61 of Williamson tried to get to the bottom, and here comes Sean Butler. He'll get down there now. Here comes the 61, though. Williamson going to fight back on the outside down here in 3 and 4. Down the back straight, or 1 and 2, excuse me. We switched them around here. First race here at the new configuration. It will be car number 2 coming back around here. That is Michael Trevarthen, Sean Butler, Dalton Williamson, Sean Single, Jason Wells, your top 5 drivers here. One driver a little sideways back there. I believe that was car number 45 of Tim Williams. Little sideways coming through that. Got a little bit of the dog leg on the back straightaway there. Everybody trying to find a home and get in line here tonight, trying to log some laps. There's the 42 of Max Terrill down to the inside. There you see the MK Medic entry, the driver out of Canada. Picking up 1 spot here. He'll now go back into P number 5. James Skelton lost a couple spots on the initial start here tonight. Now he's trying to work his way back. There goes the Flowertown Animal Hospital driver. And remember, he's been a champion here in the series. A 2-time series champion. Going back-to-back, trying for a 3rd. So we got a lot of strong competitors. Battle for the race lead, though. Here comes the 88 of Sean Butler. He was down on the apron as far as you can go. Dalton Williamson, he's going to go even lower. Something may be happening to the 61 as he's down on the bottom side of the speedway, rolling around as he come back up on it. Does look maybe a little wheel hop down into the corner. It's going to relegate him now to outside the top 15 on the running order. Number 2 is still the race leader of Trevarthen. Sean Single going to slip up down there in 3 and 4. Here comes the 42 now as he closes in on the back bumper. Sean Single, the only driver inside the top 7 that is not racing for a championship. 64 of Wells out of line. There goes the 24 of Zach Mitchell. And talk about a comeback week last week for Zach Mitchell. Was just barely able to make it back in after his chaotic run back at Las Vegas. Mitchell down to the bottom side. Sean Butler still trying to work that inside, also trying to get around. One driver down on the apron there. I believe that was car number 30 of Bob Higgins coming back out onto the raceway. Bob being scored back into the 24 spot with that checkered flag auto supply number 30. 3 laps behind your race leader, who is still running a very blistering pace. There's your front 2 drivers here tonight. Hear these cars, the grunt from a distance as they come into the camera frame. Down into 1 and 2 they come. Sean Single now getting worked over by one of the 2 Toyotas in the field here tonight. Skelton driving one of those Toyotas. As Single's going to blow through corners 3 and 4 here. We'll see the 86 get a great run off turn 4. He'll go down to the inside here. He'll use that dog leg to his advantage. Got to be careful, though. Don't want to upset the car. These cars are so low to the ground. Now the 86, the Flowertown Animal Hospital entry, going to slide up down here in 3 and 4. Made a little contact on the entry to turn 3 with the 11 of Sean Single, who's got slime all over the nose piece of car number 11. Single able to hold him at bay, but now the 86 of Skelton's going to get a great run. Look at them as they go down into turn number 1. $19 laps about to be completed here tonight. The race leader is still the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Couple years ago, not even in the series, then started here with the series, and after a couple lackluster seasons got picked up by the BK Paints team, and all of a sudden new equipment for driver number 2. New number also, and all of a sudden it was like a light switch went on and he figured out how to drive these machines. James Skelton and the 11 of Single still doing the battle back here to see who's going to have that 4th spot. Single still rolling the outside. Zach Mitchell just like would want, will somebody figure it out here. That's still going to be the 86 of Skelton on the inside. It's the only battle that is side-by-side all around the speedway, and it's right here trying to get that 4th position. Your race leaders, though, Trevarthen and Butler have walked about a little over a second and a half away from Max Terrill, and then Terrill has kind of opened up a good-sized gap here. About a half a second, a little over half a second. Now here comes the 88 of Butler to the inside. Sean Butler, new race leader on lap number 22. Can the number 2, though, of Michael Trevarthen crossing back over out of turn number 4. He will not. Sean Butler is now going to be scored as the new race leader here. 22 laps in the book, and we only have 2 race leaders that have led this race tonight. Speculating pit cycles probably around lap number 30 to lap 35 here tonight. Maybe the tire fall off might get these drivers to come to pit road just a little bit sooner. We'll see how that is going to play out here this evening. Now that Sean Butler, though, has taken over the race lead, he has opened up about a 3 car lengths lead as he comes by to complete another lap here tonight. So as Butler leads, Trevarthen is second. Terrill's back there running in third. 4th is going to be James Skelton. They have started to close back in since they went single file now, because Skelton has got around Sean Single. Single back to the 5th spot. There is the Zach Mitchell, number 24. He's going to look now to the inside, down into turn number 3. Brake rotors glowing on that number 24 for Zach Mitchell. Sean Single going to stay up on the racing surface. The 24 of Zach Mitchell going to go way down to the bottom, trying to cut it, trying to make it as short as he can. He will not be able to make the pass. Ryan O'Donoghue in a battle back there. There's the 61 of Dalton Williamson. He just made his way back into the top 10. He just passed Tim Combs in that Mountain Dew. Number 17. New colors here tonight for the driver out of Ohio. He's all amped up because he heard that Mountain Dew, I believe it was, is it the Baja Blast is coming to an adult beverage near you? I believe that's what he was talking about before. The hard seltzer or something's coming out. So he's getting amped up already. There's the multi-pass orange turbo dork radical paints colored here tonight. A beautiful looking car for the driver out of Michigan. That turbo dork radical paints entry did get eliminated from the playoffs last week, unfortunately. Getting wrapped up with way too much damage to go ahead and continue his race. Talking about drivers that are out of this race currently here as we watch the 01 of Richard Murdoch and the number 61 of DJ Anderson battle back here for the 14th spot. Murdoch and Anderson both involved in yellow flags here tonight. Exactly, actually, DJ Anderson was involved in both caution flags here tonight. Drivers that look like they are done here tonight. The 43 of Joe Strano, his bad luck continues with his Road Rage Accessories number 43 entry. Does look like the 7 of Kyle Souza is also done here this evening. He will be back into the 29th position. Brandon Minto's still hanging around down in the garage. Chris Hammett is looking like he is actually rolling back out onto the speedway. So the driver of car number 6, the youngster, back out onto the speedway. There's the battle for the race lead once again, though. The 88 of Butler hasn't. He has not driven away from Michael Trevarthen. You see the team RWB on board the 88 of Sean Butler this season. That car backfiring all over the place as he lets off. All that gas coming back out. Good looking cars, good sounding cars here tonight for these drivers. James Skelton now trying to take on his next challenger. That'll be the 42 of Max Terrill. Terrill up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag, running in P number 3. James Skelton, well, he started 4th, dropped outside the top 5. He was as low as running in the 7th position at one point. Now he's back to running 4th as he got his legs underneath him here in the desert. Here comes that 86. He gets great runs every time off turn number 4 into that dog leg and then down the front straightaway. It's not really much of a straightaway, but they call it a straightaway here. Now, can the 86 make a move here? This time into 3. He'll back off early, try to roll the center of the corner. This time, Skelton going to go down to the bottom side. Will he be able to make the pass? He'll pull side by a little bit, but he actually lifts off the gas early. Just trying to roll the bottom side. Doesn't want to slide up the speedway. Doesn't want to get into that 42 of Max Terriel. Could end both their nights if they were able to make contact, especially at this very, very slippery track here in Phoenix. Skelton once again just rolling the bottom. That time by at the line. Skelton did have P number 3 according to his transponders here tonight. Just has to be consistent. Now he showed that the bottom side works here for Sean Single. Will Sean Single be able to do anything with that 42? Down the back straightaway. Here comes Single. Max had to go into a little bit of a defensive line. Now Sean Single going to jive down to the inside. He's jiving. Jiving low, just not being able to hook it up. Here comes the alien. Car number 64, Jason Wells, trying to lurk down to the bottom side here on Zach Mitchell. Travis Minto is in a battle. Here comes the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. The foundation is solid. The car may look a little beat up, but the foundation of it looks good. Murdoch charging his way back through the field. Just a little while ago, he was scored all the way back to the 25th position. Now he is 13th here tonight, and another driver back there, I believe that's car 45. That is Tim Williams. He is currently being scored a lap down to the race leaders, back into the 21st position. 1 lap down. We do have 20 cars on the lead lap. That final car that's on the lead lap, there is the BK entry. The Burger King machine out of Tennessee. Ethan Troutman looks like his car's a little bit down on power, so we'll have to keep a close eye and see if he has any more issues here tonight. Troutman back there into the 20th spot. 2 spots from where he qualified. Around we go. It's still Sean Butler out front. Everybody knows the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen is second. Third is going to be James Skelton. Max Terrill is sitting there in the 4th spot. Sean Single, the only driver inside the outside the championship bubble, looking in, and he is trying for 4th. He'll go down to the bottom side of the speedway here, down to 1 and 2. Will he be able to make the pass? He'll have to lift off the gas early. He won't be able to quite make the pass just yet on lap number 37. They're come by this time. They will complete lap number 37. Your race leader is still going to be the 88 of Sean Butler out of Ohio. Michael Trevarthen still sitting in P number 2. James Skelton is 3rd. Max Terrill is 4th. Sean Single sitting in the 5th position currently here as we are approaching live green flag pit cycles. Those are going to be coming any moment for your race leaders. Sean Butler and Michael Trevarthen, though, have opened up about a 1.8 second gap over James Skelton and Max Terrill. Those drivers are sitting back there trying to figure out, do we have to short pit here? Do we short pit? Because if we short pit, we might be able to leapfrog a couple of these guys and get to pit road first. And when we get off pit road, we'll be squirting a little bit fresher tires than, well, these drivers that are going to stay out. Nobody to pit road that time by out of your top 2. Nobody out of your 3rd place. As James Skelton going to carry it on. Drivers getting good fuel mileage here tonight. We'll find out when they do decide to come to pit road. Remember, a couple drivers did come down pit road on lap 8, lap 12, and lap 4 here tonight. So those drivers are going to be able to get off sequence with your race leaders. Thought Skelton was coming to pit road that time, but he elected to stay out. It'll be 40 laps completed here as Murdoch picked up another one a couple laps ago from DJ Anderson. Well, Brandon Minto just went live over on the Twitch side of things. He's sitting down on pit road. He just went live. Or maybe I just got his notification a little bit late. Single to the inside here of the 42. As now Max Tarrant going to try and cross back over the 11. And Sean Single going to try and hold on. He wants to hold on here before the pit cycle starts because Wells is down on the bottom side. He could lose, 3 spots here easily if he can't get down to the bottom side. Almost 3 wide that time down into turn number 1. It looks like Sean Single's going to elect just to lift off the throttle. Try and get down to the bottom side if he can, ahead of car number 24 of Zach Mitchell, who is going to be right there. Sean does take that spot and hold on to it to the 6th spot for Sean Single. Driver coming to pit road for the first time here tonight, and that is going to be the Tim Combs entry. Driver out of Ohio will be the first driver down to start the pit cycle here, hopefully. What do your race leaders do now? Now that they have seen a car down on pit road, they stay out. They will not come to pit road. Your top 3, and actually your fastest car on the speedway, that is James Skelton. Last time by it was a 29.07 to a 29.21 for your race leader of Sean Butler. Take a look here at the stripe right before these drivers start to make their pit stops. It does look like Travis Minto, the driver out of Norman, Oklahoma, will come to pit road. That time by at the line, another 1/10 of a second faster there for James Skelton over your top 2 drivers. So now Michael Trevarthen actually starting to lose a little bit of pace to the race leader. Max Terriot coming to pit road. He'll be the first driver out of the top 5 to elect to come to pit road here. Very dangerous, though, for these drivers to come to pit road under the green flag circumstance. It's a darned if you do and darned if you don't moment because these drivers, it's been a little bit chaotic here on the opening laps of this race. So if you come to pit road and the caution flag would come out, man, you could get trapped a lap or 2 down. One driver coming out of 2nd place. That's going to be Michael Trevarthen in car number 2. He'll come to pit road, so that'll put James Skelton now sitting there in P number 2, the Flowertown Animal Hospital number 86, trying to go to the point here. He's got to get around one more car if he would like to be the race leader here. Could possibly see him stay out 1 extra lap from the 88 of Sean Butler to see if he can get a lap led. See if either of these drivers come to pit road this time by. Both drivers will peel off, so James Skelton going to try and get as much as he can. So he'll close the gap. Wells will now be the race leader. He has yet to pit. Dalton Williamson, remember, he had some problems in the car number 61. He had taken that slide down into turn number 1. Now he's back to 2nd here during the green flag pit cycle. I expect him to probably play the long run game now. As I say that and he downshifts, he comes to pit road with race leader of Wells. Who's going to stay out here? Well, of course, Richard Murdoch is going to stay out. He came down on lap number 8, so he's a little more fuel than some of the drivers that are out there. Not including the drivers that obviously just came to pit road. There you see the 24. That is Zach Mitchell getting back around him along with the 88 of Sean Butler. Those are 2 drivers, well, that just came down pit road. So they are a lap down. When this all cycles back through, it might be the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen that might come out as the race leader. We'll see how it all is going to cycle through. DJ Anderson is being scored at 2nd right now. He has yet to come to pit road. One driver into the inside wall there. That was the number 11 out of Ayer, Massachusetts. Car number 11, Sean Single, the Nickelodeon entry, the slime machine. Got loose out of turn number 2 and hit the inside wall. He had a very fast car. And now, it looks like a very tore up car that was down at Nickelodeon land. He's got SpongeBob on one side, and I don't know if our camera guy can do some good work and get a good shot of that driver's side fender right in front of the left rear tire. I know it's Rocket Power, but what cartoon character is that? What was his name? I'm sure Danny's out there watching tonight as he's tuning in all the time. Maybe he can help us out. One driver to pit road. That's the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. He comes to pit road. Next driver coming down will be the number 51 of DJ Anderson. So Anderson leads a lap here tonight, and now he comes to pit road. Only a handful of drivers that have yet to come to pit road, and the caution lights are going to come on. Caution lights all around the speedway. The 88 of Sean Butler has gone around here tonight to bring out the third caution flag of the evening in the midst of green flag pit cycles. 16 cars were on the lead lap. DJ Anderson was down on pit road. He's still down on pit road right now, getting his service to car number 51 done. See if he can get back out before the race leaders come back around here. If they can, or if he can be the race leader here. As it looks like, he stalled the car down there, and now other drivers will make their way to pit road. What happened to the 88 of Sean Butler here? Waiting for our crew to find that one. And then we'll go back and watch it. There you see the 184 of Kevin O'Brien. He is the race leader at the time of the caution flag. He'll pass his pit stall. Have to throw it in reverse a little bit. He'll find it. Truck says this is what happened to the 88 of Butler. I went down to the corner. Something went wonky, and another one of your championship hopefuls involved. The 24 of Zach Mitchell got smoked by the 88 as he came by him right on top of the roof of car number 24 of Zach Mitchell. Thought he was going to get clear and then just smoked in the quarter panel. So Zach Mitchell will actually come to pit road. There you see him. It looks like that's the 40, the Busch entry here tonight of Rob Higgins. He also comes to pit road. That's car number 4. That is Jeffrey Souza. He is back out onto the raceway here. Remember, he is battling for a championship, so any positions he can pick up here tonight with that very wounded number 4 will play benefactor to him in the championship. Beneficial, we should actually say. So 4 tires and fuel will go into and onto car number 4. I'm trying to still dissect the timing and scoring. Remember, we were in that green flag pit cycle. I'm looking at it, and I'm going to go off the cusp here. I'm going to say it's going to be Michael Trevarthen, James Skelton, Max Terriel, Blade Timmons, Jason Wells, Tim Combs, Ryan O'Donnell, Dalton Williamson, Sean Single, and DJ Anderson, your top 10. And I'm getting confirmed that is your top 10 right now as they are running on the speedway. Couple more drivers coming down to top off here. We should be getting the one to go marker. Ethan Troutman, Kevin O'Brien down on pit road once again. Richard Murdoch and Tony Strano going to pit road also. The official's not 100% set on the lineup here, so we'll go at least around one more time before we get the one to go signal. It looks like the number 13 of Joshua Buckley getting waved around the iRacing.com safety car, along with car number 19 of Travis Minto. Minto picking up that big podium finish. It's pretty much a win for him. It was his first podium finish in the modified division. Been running 3 seasons with the modifieds on Thursday night for Red Light Racing. He was so excited to talk to us, and he couldn't figure out how to work his headphones. Can you believe it? You get the opportunity to show and be happy and show the emotion of how it is to come out here or come out on Thursday nights and wheel and deal those modifieds and park it on the podium, and You don't even have the headset working. Must be a Minto thing. I guess none of us would understand. Now the official lights do go out here tonight. That's who is up front. Remember, the drivers that are highlighted in blue here tonight are drivers that are battling for a championship. If they were locked in, they'd be lit up in green, but nobody is safe. Nobody is locked in. The only way to change the color here tonight is to win. That is the only way you can secure yourself into the championship race, which this season will be held the first week of March at the famous Paperclip. We will go to Martinsville Speedway with the Generation 6 Cup cars, I do believe. We will pull out of the garage for the final time before it is retired. Halfway home in this one when we take the green flag here. Trevarthen, Skelton, Terriel, Timmons, Wells, your top 5. Watch for them all to fan out. Michael Trevarthen goes way low. Look at Wells. Wells is going to come up the middle. Nowhere for him to really go, though, so he funnels right back into line. Michael Trevarthen back out front here. He'll lead the first lap back to green, but it will be the 42. The storm from the north is blowing in here tonight. Here comes Max Terrell. He's down on the bottom side of the speedway, still trying to get those tires to come up to temperature here tonight in the desert because, well, the sun is down and the lights are on while the stars are out. One car going around hard to the inside wall. That'll be the 14 of Brian Bianchi. He was running inside the top 10. He'll bring the 4th caution flag of the evening out here on lap number 58. Just talking about the temperatures here in the desert. Yes, the air temp is pretty cool here tonight, but the track temp, because of the sun that was out before the race, it is still a little bit warm. It's still a little bit greasy out here, and some of these drivers having some problems. Take a look at the number 14, Brian Bianchi. Back into the throttle, missing a lot of key components for downforce with the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. Tuxedos by Ted entry, and he found it into the outside retaining wall. So as that puts us under the caution flag here, taking a peek to see if any of your race leaders are going to come down to pit road, and it does not look like your top. Well, let's take a look. Top 10 going to stay out here. Drivers like Murdoch, O'Brien, Mitchell, Troutman, Feeney did all come to pit road. Driver getting the lucky dog here. Driver of car number 40, the Busch Light entry out of Massachusetts, driving that checkered flag auto supply. Oak Hill Country Club entry. This is Rob Higgins. He'll take the wave around, so he'll come back around here and be on the lead lap. That'll give us, it looks like, 16 drivers on the lead lap when we do get back to racing here tonight. This is the first race of the round of 8 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series here for Red Light Racing. It is season number 12 officially as the official Scrambler Series. They did run series back in the day where it just kept alternating, but it did not count back in the day as you were able to set up a league point standings here on iRacing.com of being able to run multiple class cars every other week. Well, 12 seasons ago, I guess you can say that has officially changed as we're in season number 12. So we've been able to keep tally ever since to run for a points championship. We talked about Martinsville being the final race of the season, the championship 4, and you want to get locked in here tonight. First, you got to get through the desert here, then you got to go down to Texas, and they always say everything is bigger in Texas. The racing is bigger, the stakes are bigger. A couple of these drivers are going to have to go into Texas and hope to pull off the Hail Mary and hope for a win. Drivers like Souza having a terrible night tonight. Sean Butler having a terrible night tonight. Butler has loaded up car number 88. It looks like he is out of this event here tonight. Brandon Minto, Jeffrey Souza also out, along with Joe Strano. iRacing.com official pace car lights go back out here, so we're getting ready to go racing. It'll be 61 laps completed here after our fourth caution of the evening. 62 laps actually going to go completed. And remember, back on lap number 1, somebody had a little bit of a spin down in 3 and 4. DJ Anderson now has moved back inside the top 10 with his very wounded Fox Racing Need for Speed Motorsports entry. Getting ready to watch him. Three wide racing down in the corner. Three wide in the battle for the race lead. Look who's going to squirt out contact. Here comes Timmons. He's going to move the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen up the speedway. Looks like a copycat move of what was between those two drivers on Thursday night in the modified series. Another new lead change here tonight. The 42 of Max Terrell, now the race leader with Jason Wells in second. Blade Timmons now in third. Trevarthen, who was the race leader on that restart, is now back to running fourth. The restarts here tonight at Phoenix, always going to be crazy. Being able to go down to the bottom side in the cooler tire temps and pressures waiting to be built up here tonight before these drivers really start to make their way through the field. There you see the 86 of James Skelton. He is one of those drivers that, well, his car came in on a long run. Unlike the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen, really took off on a short run. One driver going around towards the mid-pack. That's car number 45 of Tim Williams. He'll hang on to it. He'll hammer back in. We stay green flag racing at the front, though. It is all Max Terrell. He had the Wells machine, though, lurking to the outside down in 3 and 4, but he's not able to get back into the gas, so it'll be Max Terrell, Jason Wells, Michael Trevarthen back there now, running back into P number 3. Blade Timmons falling back on the outside. That 923, the driver out of Florence, South Carolina. Two South Carolina boys battling side by side because the driver out of Somerville, South Carolina, or just on the outskirts of Somerville, South Carolina, is James Skelton. He'll work the bottom side. Right on board here with the 61 of Dalton Williamson. He is sitting back into the 6th spot. Started in 3rd here tonight. A very strong car in the opening laps of this one. Now he's back here running in 6th behind this team car, the number 923 of Blade Timmons. Timmons that time with a great run off corner number 4. He'll go back around the 86 of Skelton, so put Timmons back into P number 4, up 17 spots. Wells having an issue. Wells going around. Wells down on the inside there. He went for a slide out of turn number 4. There you see that green number 64 slow through the dog leg down into turn number 1. He went from 2nd all the way back to 15th and could be looking to come to pit road here. Maybe a flat tire on the 64, the Alienware entry. So Wells will go to pit road. We'll see where he can return back out onto the racetrack. Max Terrell coming back across the line. So it's Terrell, Trevarthen, Skelton, Williamson, and now Timmons in back into the 5th spot. DJ Anderson just on the outside of the top 5, now back into position number 6. Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry Ryan O'Donnell, the driver out of Canton, Michigan, sitting in the 7th, while Dave Bragg from north of the border here tonight, driver out of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, having himself a night. He made his presence known back at the opening round last year at the Daytona International Speedway. finishing inside the top 5, and, well, kind of fell off the radar in his rookie season. Kept his nose clean, just kind of fell off towards the mid part of the season. Now back in his sophomore year. Murdoch cruising back through the field. Foundation looking very, very solid, like we said. Murdoch back to right where he started here tonight. Back into P number 9 as he just got around the number 11 of Sean Single. Single back into the 10th spot now. And we talked about his woes. He's been into the inside wall and slow in practice. Looked good, though, in qualifying and in the opening laps of this one. Terrell still the race leader. There you see P number 2 is Michael Trevarthen. Skelton is right there. Everybody else is now looks like they're pretty much going single file. Stretching themselves out again to go into another long run here tonight. Dalton Williamson, though, trying to lurk down to the bottom there on the 86. Didn't quite have the run down the back straightaway, so he'll just duck back in line. A little contact there from his teammate. Blade Timmons going to get into the back of that Ford Mustang. A little Ford-on-Ford crime there. Pretty funny how you see Williamson being able to pull out a Ford here on Monday night. But on Thursday night, he's got the big old bow tie all over his number 1 machine in this modified. Right now, those team cars, though, those Fords are running 4 and 5. Got 2 Fords out front. You got a Toyota sitting there in third. Another 2 pair of Fords that we were just talking about, and another Toyota. And then a Ford back in 7th for Ryan O'Donnell before the Chevy Brigade finally shows up, running 8th, 9th, and 10th on the counter right now. Ryan O'Donnell and his Turbo Dork orange machine here tonight. That's multi-pass orange for Ryan O'Donnell. We were talking before the race how he's up there in Canton, Michigan. A lot of good craft breweries all throughout the Canton, Michigan area. And there's one beer that they just cannot get out there, and that is Yuengling. And, of course, he was asking me here in Pennsylvania if I could head on over to the Yuengling Brewery and tell them that Michigan really needs to have Yuengling on the store shelves out there. And, well, maybe if anybody's tuning in here tonight from Yuengling, maybe we could hook our friends up out there in Michigan, and I believe Wisconsin also. A couple of the drivers here tonight from Wisconsin also looking to see if they could get their hands on a couple cases, a couple bottles of that Yuengling brew. James Skelton says, I have Yuengling down here in South Carolina. He actually did say that it's finally down there in South Carolina after many years of not being able to get it. Wells has made his way back out onto the racetrack in car number 64 here tonight, being scored, though, back into the 16th spot, and that's 1 lap down. The first driver 1 lap down right now, so maybe if he can catch a yellow flag, he can take that wave around. He would like that caution flag to come out in about, call it 10 to 15 laps, because he just came down pit road, and it does look like they at least stopped in their pit stall for some fuel, so he is now off the sequence of the race leaders. So he just got around car number 40. That was Rob Higgins. Higgins just got that wave around just a little while ago to go back on the race lead lap. Being pressured now for second, Trevarthen has second, but Skelton would like to take it back away. Skelton going to go down to the bottom with his Toyota, that Flowertown Animal Hospital entry. The other season, that 86 of Skelton was absolutely unstoppable, picking up the most wins last season en route to his second championship here in the Scrambler Series. This season, not as good, not able to pick up as many victories as he would have liked. James Skelton actually, I looked through my stats there. He actually only has 1 win this season. It was back at the Dover International Raceway. Needed overtime, though, to figure that one out. We were scheduled for 100 laps. We went 103 laps to pick up that victory. And the man that's right in front of him, well, he won at Talladega. That is Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen knows he's got to get that pony wound up. Ethan Troutman, though, looks like he's going to lose a spot. There goes the Nickelodeon Slime entry. He'll take the spot back. That was the battle for what was 11th position at the time. Haven't missed anything up front. Still Terrialt, still Skelton, Trevarthen, Timmons, Williamson, your top 5. Brake rotors on that Blade Timmons entry, though, glowing as he's actually going to come to pit road here. So he'll come to pit road, and he'll get down to the pit road speed. 45 miles an hour here tonight, all the way down pit road. He'll bring a couple others. Tim Combs coming to pit road. Sean Single also joining them. So possibly, doing the math, not quite at the number for some of these guys here tonight. As actually, we could make it, depending on when these drivers came to pit road. That's the question, though, that you got to ask yourself. When did each one of these drivers come to pit road? Because that's going to determine how far you can stretch your tank of fuel here tonight. John Single going around with 24 laps to go as drivers were making their green flag pit cycle. Take a look. What happened to the 11 here? A couple laps ago, he was loose off turn number 4. This time off turn number 2. Gets turned around. Hard contact into the inside retaining wall. I guess you call that a 360 kickflip and you keep going. So I'm looking at how this is all going to play out. James Skelton was down on pit road. He did not go a lap down. It does look like he took 4 tires and fuel and did get out. He might be scored as the race leader here when we get ready to go back green flag racing. So will that driver be the race leader? 20 laps to go after our 5th caution flag of the evening. A little bit of bump draft in there. James Skelton, the first one to turn number 1. He'll actually slide up the speedway. So will the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. Here comes that 42. Max Terrialt now lurking down to the bottom side. Can he make it work? Ryan O'Donnell a little sideways that time off the corner. There, everybody pushing. Under 20 laps to go. Time to go. Number 40 of Higgins going to go up the speedway. So is the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. He goes up the track a little bit. Top 3 going to exchange. They're now championship drivers. Here comes actually Murdoch fighting back on the outside. Both drivers going to slide up out of turn number 1 and 2. There they go. The 51 is sideways. DJ Anderson hard to the inside wall. They're going to stack him up here on the back straightaway. They stack him up. DJ Anderson started to go around. Jason Wells looks like he is involved in this one. Kevin O'Brien, Tim Williams, all started at the front of the field with DJ Anderson going for P number 3 here tonight. Take a look. Watch the 51. He's going to get loose. He'll lose it, and then everybody else. Kevin O'Brien started to lose it into the number 45. Played Timmons involved in this one. There you see the 6.
Rayon Fowler into the outside wall. front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I trying this contact though. Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Leonard drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the upset the Parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the Parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashiba, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Welcome back just in time for the restart here tonight after the 6th caution flag of the evening. The 86 is Skelton going to be the race leader here as we are back. Green flag racing here at Phoenix. 14 laps to go here on this restart. Your top drivers did not come to pit 11 and a half more times around this mile raceway. We're calling 11 miles of racing. The 61, Dalton Williamson, really sailed it off into the corner. Got a little loose that time, but he did get around the 0-1 of Murdoch. Murdoch going to go down, cut the dog leg here, and see if he can get that spot back. Every spot matters in the points at the end of the season. No, they're not running for a championship. You don't see their names highlighted in blue, but that does not mean they have to roll over, give up, and go home. Looks like Murdoch just cannot drive the 0-1 off into corner number 3 as hard as everybody else can here tonight. Double high five. It'll be 10 laps to go. 10 more miles of racing here at Phoenix. Murdoch seems like he can drive it off into turns 1 and 2, but when it comes down to 3 and 4, he just cannot get that car into the corner as far as the 61 of Dalton Williamson. Let's see this time. That time he holds serve. Maybe, he'll overshoot the entry, though. So got it. Looked like it was going to get woed up and slowed down to make the corner, but Murdoch now fading here at this point. Out front, still going to be James Skelton, Max Terrell, Ryan O'Donnell. How about the drive for Ryan O'Donnell here tonight? Started outside the top 10, a 13th spot here tonight for the Turbo Dork driver. He has worked himself now into a podium finish with it'll be 8 to go at the line. Can he make it work here tonight for Ryan O'Donnell? That multi-pass orange color by the Turbo Dork Radical Paints is absolutely outstanding. Beautiful. We love it here in the studio. Can he park the orange machine, though, on the podium? We'll see. Trevarthen, though, Ryan O'Donnell sideways in his Mustang. Now he's going to lose a lot of ground. Here comes the 61 of Williamson. We've seen him make the passes on the outside. Will he be able to do it here to Ryan O'Donnell? O'Donnell's, though, he's got some warmed-up tires down on the bottom side of the speedway. Can he hold off the 61? Williamson now going to go to the outside. He can make the pass here, and then hopefully still has 6 laps to see if he can go down and run down the race leaders. Dalton Williamson around the outside got hooked up that time. Richard Murdoch, a little slap of the tail tank off the wall down there in turn number 2. Ryan O'Donnell's able to drive it in real deep. Oh, they're going to bang doors. Banging doors, rubbing fenders here. 6 to go. Nothing has changed out front. It is still going to be James Skelton. Ryan O'Donnell into the corner. He's going to send the 61 sideways. Dalton Williamson going to hang on to it. Michael Trevarthen now. Dalton Williamson going to hook it dead right into the wall. He'll bring the 7th caution flag out. It looks like he just turned that car dead right in the wall. We'll have to... I think they have one of those fancy onboard cameras with the 61 of Dalton Williamson here tonight. See him save it right there. And then yard sailed it. I believe that's what the kids are calling it today, yard sailing them. There's the contact. Williamson wanted to turn in. O'Donnell wasn't quite ready. Yeah, he junked her. She's done. So a couple drivers, including the 61 of Dalton Williamson, coming to pit road here at this point. So Williamson will come down. Kevin O'Brien, Ethan Troutman. So this one, I do believe, will go to overtime here tonight in the desert. James Skelton did not want to see that one come out here. It was going to come down to him and Max Terriot here tonight. There's the driver coming to the outside. He'll take that lucky dog. Norman, Oklahoma's Travis Minto. Wonder if him and Tim Combs talk about golfing or whatnot, because you see the Ping Chevrolet here tonight for Travis Minto. Ping, you know, drivers. They got some good drivers out there. Personally, I got a TaylorMade in my bag, but Ping's not a bad company to go with. A little rich for my blood, though. James Skelton, he does a little golfing when he's not selling houses down there. So he just posted up a house in South Carolina, just on the outskirts of Somerville. Beautiful 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. About 2,000 square foot. He's leading here. The lights do stay on. So, take a look. Left-hand side of the screen, you notice the drivers in blue. They are the drivers battling for the championship. So now your top 3 drivers here tonight are Skelton, Terriot, and Trevarthen. They are running 1, 2, and 3. Ryan O'Donnell and Richard Murdoch, 2 teammates back there, running 4th and 5th. They are not in the championship hunt. And how about Zach Mitchell? He was in a wreck. He's now battled back. Remember, he got into it with the 88 of Sean Butler. Dave Bragg having a good run here tonight. Rob Higgins, Brandon Feeney, Ethan Troutman, your top 10. Travis Minto coming out of pit road. They went down there. I believe they put tires on the car. Could be wrong. Dalton Williamson definitely was one of those drivers that did go to pit road, and it looks like his night after straight yard sailing the car. He definitely yard sailed it down there in the corner, race fans, and it looks like his night is over. So, iRacing.com pace car lights are back off here once again. They're going to double them back up, and we're giving you a green, white checker attempt number 1 here. iRacing safety car off the raceway. A lot of cars here tonight tore up and out of this one. Timmons out. Williams out. Williamson out. Wells out. Combs out. Single out. Bianchi, Butler, Minto, Souza, and Strano all out of this race here tonight. Green flag back up. Put the popsicle sticks up now. Here we go. Here comes Michael Trevarthen. He's pushing on the back bumper of the 86 of Skelton. Skelton's got to get away, but it is so easy to overshoot turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here tonight. Skelton going to get away with it. Here comes Ryan O'Donnell. Now a couple cars a little sideways down, that time out of turn number 2. James Skelton coming back here trying to get the white flag here tonight. The white flag is up. It's the final trip around the speedway presented by Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe. It's the final lap here at Phoenix. Win and you're in. What would you do for a trip to the Final Four? We're about to find out. As down the back straightaway, Max Terriot is right there on the back bumper of Skelton. What will he do for the final time down here in 3 and 4? He'll go to the outside, try to cross him over. Out of turn number 4 they come. It's going to be James Skelton locking himself in to go for a 3-peat at Martinsville. So it's going to be Skelton, Max Terriot, Ryan O'Donnell coming across the line. Then it'll be Michael Trevarthen, Zach Mitchell, Dave Bragg, Richard Murdoch, Rob Higgins with the top 10. Ethan Troutman battling back to finish in that 9th position, Brandon Feeney rounding out the top 10. So as James Skelton's going to get ready to burn him down, he will lock himself officially in to the championship. He'll burn him down. We'll be right back here with more action.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to the Phoenix International Raceway Fan here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. Needed a little extra time here tonight in the desert to figure out who was going to win this one, and it definitely came down to just about anybody's ball game to see who was going to either win and lock in or, well, maybe even yard sale. We've seen a couple of those here tonight. Let's head down trackside, though, and catch up with your race winner. Hails out of South Carolina. James, you will pick up tonight's victory here, and you will officially lock yourself in to race for a championship once again at Martinsville.
Oh, man, yeah. The Flowertown Toyota Camry was really good on the long run, and it is a relief just to make it through the race without practice, and everything was going, and to get a win to top it off, to not have to worry about Texas, is pretty awesome.
Now, it wasn't all easy with those horseshoes in the car here tonight. A couple yellow flags came out at inopportune times here. Were you worried when that yellow flag came out when you came to pit road?
Yes, because I was real nervous until somebody called out where the pace car was, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'll make it. And then I really thought Trevarthen, and then I guess they went a lap down, and they had to take the wave around. I did not think I would come out P1. I definitely had a long run car, so even when I had the lead, I wasn't feeling really, really comfortable. I knew Max and some of the other guys are really, really good on the short run, but it worked out.
Works out for you here tonight. What does it mean, though, to be able to lock yourself in to the championship 4 off the first race of the round of 8?
It's a stress reliever there, Roger. That was talking to the teammates before the race. You know, we knew that there would be some really good drivers that would have issues, and I never thought it'd be Sean and DJ. Jason had issues, so I mean, it's going to be crazy. Some of those guys down on the points are going to have to win next week at Texas, and I really want no part of that.
Well, you don't have to battle in Texas. You can go win the big trophy if you would like, because here tonight you lock yourself in, who made this all possible to make this 86 extremely fast on the long run.
Yeah, I want to thank my teammate Sean and DJ. Sean and I, we put some practice in this week, and he was considerably better than me in all phases of the track. While we were practicing, I just think I was pushing the car too hard, and just finally came to me. I've been out of town, and I really put some practice in today just to get the feel, the balance of the car. I want to thank you guys, Roger and Al, we didn't make it, and everybody puts the broadcast on, all the drivers for coming out every week, all the sponsors. We really couldn't do it without them, all the race fans, and I'll give a shout out to my wife for putting up for me, letting me do this every week.
Look at him. He's finally the smartest man alive that is in victory lane here tonight. James Skelton throws the shout out to the big wife out there for letting him come here and hang out with the boys on a Monday night. So James Skelton locks himself in with his win here in Phoenix. He will battle for a championship at Martinsville. The famous paperclip is where we will wind up this season to crown a championship. Can he pick up another championship here with the Scrambler Series? We'll find out in a couple of weeks. Max Terrill did finish in P number 2. It does not look like we have Max Terrill here tonight, so congratulations to Max. He did battle. He did give James Skelton a little bit of a run there at the end of this one. Going to come up just a little bit short, though, here tonight. Congratulations to Max and the whole crew for finishing P number 2. He'll go into next week with a good size points lead. But finishing back into the 3rd spot here tonight, how about it, Ryan O'Donnell? You brought the orange machine here tonight, and you're able to hold on to a podium spot after picking up 10 spots tonight. And boy, did you have to earn this one at the end.
Yes, my heart is still pounding, and I'm trying to do some breathing to calm it down.
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. But, man, tell us about it. You had some of the fastest drivers breathing down your neck at the end of this one. You battled with Murdoch there for a number of laps, just exchanging blows back and forth. You had Michael Trevarthen right there. Zach Mitchell trying to rebound, and he was hungry like a wolf.
It kind of felt like being a prize fighter with back-to-back-to-back matches against some of the best guys in the league. I didn't get as much practice as I wanted to. I was coming back from an ankle injury, so it felt like I was completely underdogging the entire time.
Well, how is the ankle feeling after 110-plus laps here tonight at this track? Because, yes, it's wide open down the straightaways, but there are some braking points down there that you really got to hammer on the brakes.
Feels good right now. I'll let you know tomorrow.
That is a valid point. I'll have my phone on me tomorrow to shoot me a message after 8:30. Nothing before 8:30. I don't like those messages, but hey, just saying. But hey, a great run for you, Ryan. It's the first time, I believe, this year on the podium. So congratulations on that. That means we're going to have to take a step back because all the spotlight is on this multi-pass orange Turbo Dork Radical Paint machine.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Turbo Dork for being my sponsor. It's really great to represent them on the track. I love the company, and I like being their public eye, if you would. I'd also have to thank all my family who is watching, my wife, my dad, my brother, my uncles, my grandmother especially. Shout out to all of them for their unwavering support. Love you guys very much. And big thanks to my teammate, Richard. He did put up a huge fight against me. He and I decided to throw down instead of play nice. And then and a big thank you to you to doing this every week for us.
There you have it from the driver out of Canton, Michigan. The Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98, Ryan O'Donnell, will finish in the 3rd spot after picking up 10 spots here tonight in the desert. That's your top 3 post-race interviews here tonight. The only driver that is safe going into Texas, man, it is James Skelton. He was able to pick up the win here tonight in the desert, and doing it in style with that Flowertown Animal Hospital machine. So he's locked in. He does not have to worry about what happens next week at Texas with the Xfinity car. Drivers that do have to maybe start to worry. Sean Butler, 27th place here tonight. He's pretty much going to have to go out and win next week at Texas. Sean Single, bad night for him in car number 11. He'll finish 25th on the final standings. How about Jason Wells? He led a lot of this race, and now he was back into 22nd after a late race wreck. DJ Anderson, another one of those drivers. Very bad finish to this one. It'll be 18th for DJ Anderson. Jeffrey Souza, all in all tonight, he's going to look at this one as, well, we may have got away with one, because remember, he was wrapped up in that big wreck on the back straightaway, and now he will come back to finish in the 17th spot, multiple laps down, but a 17th place finish for Souza. Then you got drivers like Zach Mitchell, who looked like his night was going to be over. He's going to come out smelling like a rose with a 5th place finish. Trevarthen finishes 4th. And then Max Terrill, your other championship hopeful, finishes 2nd. So some drivers have some work to do headed into Texas. Some drivers are going to look pretty well. That's going to about do it here from the Phoenix International Raceway here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. James Skelton dances off into the desert. He'll be already looking to eat a couple of those hot dogs at the famous Martinsville Speedway. We'll catch you, though, at Texas before we wind down the season. So race fans, from all of us with the Checkered Flag on display, everybody at Red Light Racing, and all of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from Phoenix. We hope you all stay safe, and we will see you in Turn 3.